That's it, man. He always right.
And, and the person he left early. Well,
Yeah, I know. He always tell me.
yeah, the Northeast region conference.
Good afternoon, Rattlers. Maybe I read the scoreboard wrong Saturday. Good afternoon, Rattlers. Oh, yeah, that sounds more like it. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. We're going to let y'all get a little further into your meal. And we had a little network error and make sure everybody can get online. So we're going to start in about 3 to 5 minutes. So enjoy your meal, Sam Dixie. They call Bragg Club Bragg. Club Bragg. The VIP is Sam Dixie tailgate. I can promise you that. All right, we'll start in about 3 minutes.
She probably got him at that. But we get got out there. Go to the president only get out.
But you see him right there. Oh, shit.
I ain't commenting on that yet. I'll let it go. Let's get some more pressure on that.
I didn't know.
Everybody know
With Otis drive over the a lot of rappers. In other words, they are friends with a lot of rappers. Rappers.
What's up? No, baby, it's over you. Might be you and
I don't know if the outcome of the game because they sit in the handicap. I never know. But I know he's chef. Yeah, and chef. But he said He emailed me. Yeah, that's the last time. Bad on doing well. Golf and basketball.
All right, once again, Rattlers, it's a pleasure to be in front of you again today for another edition of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club.
He'll be something.
Mr. Cobb will not be joining us today, so we're going to have to try to fill in for him. That's why I was over there scrambling, trying to fill in for what Mr. Cobb does. And then we want to send a special prayer out to the lady that's always at the front and make sure everything is straight with Al Wilma. She's taking care of a family matter, so we want to keep her in our prayers.
Amen.
Leading today, we've got Coach, Colzie, and 3 pretty darn good players with him. And the question everyone kept asking me is, where did he come from? Well, I brought him here today. He is here. He will be here shortly, and we'll be able to talk to our great players. How many people went to Baton Rouge? All right. You know who went? Right. No, he got hurt. We never did race.
Okay.
Yeah, he got hurt, so we never could race.
Yeah.
I needed him to save his energy for the season now. It's too late for that. Just forget about all that. Want to remind you, it's not too late to join the Rattler Boosters. You can see Bill, $100 is the basic membership, $300 for the Venom membership. Also, for the Florida Classic, the Boosters has 2 things going on. 2 ways you can get to the game. The first way is from Tallahassee. There is a bus that is $125 that will leave from Bragg Stadium, go to the game, and then come back to Tallahassee. If you want to secure your seats, I have a flyer. It has a QR code and a phone number. I'm going to have it right up here front. From Tallahassee to Orlando for the game. It doesn't include a ticket. And back to Tallahassee, $125. That's a trouble-free way to travel to the, and there's also a copy of it on the side by Clayton. They're on most of the tables. You can scan and get that information. We're going to scan it and send it out in our email group as well. And also, if you're in Orlando, the Boosters has 2 buses going from the main hotel, the host hotel. Of course, those are police escorted rides to the game and back to the hotel. Mr. Mitchell, how much is?
I don't know yet.
We don't know the price on that. We will let you know, but the Boosters, we will have that information for you next week. All right. Filling in for Sylvan today. The Lady Rattler basketball team on Monday. On Monday, we'll play Florida State at the Civic Center. It's not an exhibition, it's an actual first game of the season. On Friday, the volleyball team will host Alabama State. Now, if you all know, Alabama State and FAMU have kind of alternated back and forth in that championship. So as many people Friday night that can come and support our volleyball team at the Lawson Center, of course, they're free. Please do so. And then Saturday at 7 p.m., we got a little game in Bragg Stadium. It's senior day, FAMU versus Jackson State. That game is at 7 p.m., nationally broadcast, and lots of SWAC implications on that game. Right now, as far as in the loss column for conference games, FAMU's tied at the top. And if we hadn't had the issue with Atlanta, we would have been tied at the top with wins as well, in my opinion. So while the season started out a little rough, and there was a lot of dark clouds out there, our Rattlers have stayed steadfast. Coach Colzie and his staff, if you saw that game, they changed up the stuff. That's all you can ask from a coach. Not to be perfect, but if it doesn't work, change it up. We changed it up in a big way. Big way. And we got some of those young gentlemen. Make sure they get double portions if they need it. Just pile it up. Make sure they eat good. Want to remind you that we have Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club coasters and a few signs left. Those coasters make really great Christmas gifts, and they look really great at home. I'll bring a couple of them up here later so that you can check them out. But if you're interested in coasters or yard signs, please see Clayton. Also, if you purchased a polo shirt, Clayton has those as well. So just see him to get your polo shirt if you ordered a polo shirt in our last order. One final thing, one final note. I know a lot of you may have heard that in a Jackson State Grambling game, it was a bad injury to Grambling's quarterback. And there was a lot of uncertainty about it, but I talked to Curtis Ford, the son of our great Rattler Curtis Ford. He is the sports information director at Grambling. He says the young man is doing well. He's responsive. He's aware of moving everything, which is the most important thing. So sometimes we get reminded how much these young men sacrifice out on the field. But it doesn't take one play to remember. So sometimes we're critical. You got to remember they're literally putting their livelihoods on the line to bring us joy. So anyway, the good news is he's doing well and moving all extremities. T-Set is his name, quarterback T-Set. He actually played for Southern last year. So, all right. I want to remind everyone that, and online as well, through Cash App, we've got to maintain our giving to FAMU Athletics and to our nutrition campaign. If you want to know how important the nutrition campaign is, just ask one of these young men if they're between class, they finished the workout and got to run the class, they need something quick to grab to make sure that their bodies can recover. They have enough energy to do with all of the energy that, see, they follow directions. That's how his plate's supposed to look. Good job, Heavenly David. Good job. That was a commercial for the nutrition as I was talking. Now, these young men have to take in a lot of calories because they extend a lot of calories. So we're talking about nutrition. We're talking about having our team be in the best possible position. And we saw the difference it made in 2023 when we finally fully implemented the nutrition. Because the year before, we were giving out of gas in the fourth quarter. And so many games we lost down the stretch. So we've got to make sure we maintain everyone online and everyone here. Please continue to donate to the nutrition campaign. Next week, we are going to do a full explanation of our income and outgoing for the $1 Million campaign. We had a great meeting with the FAMU Foundation, got a lot of information, and we need to press forward with that campaign. So we're going to make sure next week we do a good financial explanation of where everyone's donations have gone. We appreciate everyone giving. And if you've given, it's time to give again. It really is. We need to continue to support our student athletes. And like I said, next week we will have a good report to take care of the business. I want to thank the board of directors for the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. They are good. They think of everything. They are very good. I have a lot of respect for them and what they do in their decision making. So we will combine to give a good report next week. And we want everyone to continue to solicit donors. Continue to solicit donors. I mentioned the class of 1988 again. That's just because I had a chance to actually meet with them during homecoming. And they are dedicated to raising money for FAMU through the university for scholarships. We have to maintain our same dedication, whether our teams are winning or not. It's about our student athletes and making sure that they have a great experience here. That'll do dividends for us down the line. If anyone went to the basketball game Sunday, what a special time. I don't know if anybody saw my post, but I literally did have PTSD, and I didn't know it until Al Lawson walked into that Civic Center before the game, and then just so much flashed in front of my eyes from the last time that happened. It really did. It was a great showing. Great showing by Charlie Ward's team. That Florida State team is a powerful team. Make no doubt about it. They have some very athletic, tall guys and great shooters. But guess what? In the middle of the second half, when it looked like we were going to fade away, them Rattlers scrapped. They scrapped and got back in the game. That's the kind of team you want. You want a team that's going to continue to fight, even in the face of adversity. So we're looking for great things for Coach Ward. Coach Ward became the first Seminole ever to have a jersey retired in 2 sports. Great presentation on Sunday, and we're looking forward to great things from our men's basketball team. Is there anything else I forgot, Dr. Jackson? You know, our CEO, she's multi-talented. She's filling in for Wilma right now.
In the future, with the basketball game, can we make sure that FAMU side has the ability to park in the parking lot at the Civic Center? Our band come, cheerleaders come. It just felt a bit one-sided there because we didn't have the extras.
We can park in the parking lot?
Oh no, it was for FSU pass holders. So we didn't have the opportunity to purchase. So I'm just saying for the future.
It's my first time hearing that, but I guess we will have to take that up with athletics to make sure we're negotiating next time as our fans are taken care of. Thanks for that information. Yeah, the band and cheerleaders were missing. I'm gonna leave that there because I was gonna say something about the songs that were being played. Will?
Any information for us? I know we ain't been hearing nothing on the AD situation and athletic department situation.
The question was, do I have any information on the athletic director situation? I do have information. Michael Smith is the interim athletic director. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Where Dr. Ed?
I got my $45 check for, what was the score?
Was it 43-38?
43.
43-35. No, we're just gonna keep that because they're gonna score a lot of points this weekend. You just subtract that from this week.
All right.
Okay, anybody have their $43? Once again, to the Rattler Boosters, and they'll put this toward nutrition, the dollar per point. Y'all got off easy early on.
All right.
They turn the corner, don't back down now. I need to see. $43 is the amount we need. If you're online, you can send yours via Cash App, $220QB Club. We'll transfer it if we see $40, $43, we'll know. Sam, pulling
I
it.
don't have my checkbook.
You don't have your what?
My checkbook's out in the car.
Bill, right there, we good.
But that's all right. You gonna be here, I'll bring you a check. I'll go out right.
All right, fall him out to his car, Bill.
You got
$220QB Club. For those at home, we'll put it up on the screen when Coach Colzie comes up. And you can send any donation to us. If it's $43, we will automatically know it is for the nutrition, but anyone who wants to send any donation to our ongoing campaign, please do online, for those online, thank you. All right, let's get to the good stuff.
All right.
This weekend was a big day in the SWAC. Watching the games earlier, I saw that the SWAC undefeated, the one undefeated went down. Jackson State went down to Grambling, which set the stage for the Rattlers in Baton Rouge to resurrect our season from where we thought it was not going. But I believe these young men believe in what they're doing because the effort they put out Saturday, you could see the effort that was being put out for the entire game. That's a testament to our coaches, keeping their mental up, not only strategy, but keeping their mental up during adversity. That's the thing that gets forgotten about coaches. You got 18 and 22-year-old young, well, let me adjust the number way up because the NCAA with all these extra years of eligibility, let me just say 18 plus year old young men out there playing, but they're still young men. And you have to keep their mental in the game or they won't adapt to any play you try to call. So I'd like to bring up the young man responsible, the head guy in charge, head coach James Colzie III.
Good afternoon, everybody. Start off by saying to thank you, everybody who traveled that route. It was we were very, very well. We were represented very, very well with the fans. After we win, we didn't have the band there, just to get the songs out, but we somehow were able to somehow sing it. But how many people are familiar with the field? So we leave the field, we walk off, we leave the field. Obviously, we got some guys with their kids. Some of our players' parents are in the stands, and at the same time, we're walking out. We get a chance to see some of the fans walk out as well, and everybody's congratulations, guys, and congratulations, coach, and way to fight. And then as I get to the other side of their stadium, as we walk to the locker room, that lady tell me, congratulations, but you're gonna owe me some blood pressure medicine.
I know what you're talking about.
Obviously, Vaughn just called me young, so I have no idea what he means by blood pressure medicine.
Gotta tell you all season.
But obviously, when I spoke to the team before we walked out, I said to them, I said, listen, I don't want to make this game to be a blowout. I want to keep this game as close as we can the entire evening.
Yeah.
No, as Vaughn mentioned, man, we got a football team that's we talked about this from the beginning of the year up to this point, and they'll tell you. I even mentioned it this morning. I said we just got to keep playing. It's a very, very long season. I know, obviously, early in the year we weren't where we needed to be, but the idea of to continue to play, continue to gel as a football team, continue to play the situations that I think we're doing a really, really good job with right now. But just staying together as a football team, and when you get to the transfer portal, there's a lot of moving pieces with your football team, and we got a bunch of guys that have fought together, taking the accountability to the next level inside the locker room. We're slowly but surely being a player-led football team, and I know you guys are seeing, the markings of some of the success that we have. But I'll just quickly speak about, some of the stars of our game this past Saturday, because believe it or not, after we did win on Saturday, and slowly but surely made our way back to Tallahassee. What time did we get back? 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. When we were out on the bus, I sleep. And apparently we stopped at Buc-ee's, didn't we? For an hour. I don't even remember that any of that part. But got back about 5:30 in the morning. But we actually put Southern to bed Sunday. We put Southern to bed Sunday morning, meaning that once we got in, we graded film, we watched it, and we weren't worried about Southern anymore. We had already won, obviously understanding that the next game was going to be the most important. But offensively, RJ went 22 for 32, 257 yards. He threw for a touchdown pass, and then he rushed for a touchdown pass. Got my man Jamal Haley, who's here today. 19 carries, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns. Somebody shot me a text and said, "Looks like we got." Said, "Coach, you said we had more than one Speedy." I said, "Yeah, we got a few. So this is, I guess, your Speedy number 2, Jamal. Maybe Speedy number 1 this week, right?" And then Goldie Lawrence led us in receptions with 4 catches, 95 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now I want to kind of give you an idea offensively. RJ was able to spread the ball around to 9 different wide receivers. So we're getting the ball to everybody, trying to make sure we get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And you guys got a great chance to see that this Saturday. We have the ability on offense at any given time. Once one of our guys touches the football, take that stuff for almost 75 to 80 yards like we showed on a couple occasions Saturday night. Defensively, we were led in tackles by number 27, Jason Riles. He finished with 12 tackles. The second, Justice Cross, he finished with 7 tackles. And then Brian Norris finished with 5 tackles. Special team, Daniel, we're just going to probably have to just automatically just bring you every week. But Daniel Porto went 3 for 3 with 3 field goals. Vaughn, no, we didn't have to worry about the win this week. He was able to put everything through. But Daniel continue to be solid. Not only his field goals rating.
Coach, does Daniel have a nickname?
He will. I guess he's gonna have one today. Have one today, I guess. Right?
Portomatic.
Portomatic. There you go. Portomatic. But he also carries. He also carries the weight of doing our kickoffs. Was it 5 touchbacks? Or was it 6? 6. So he went 3 for 3 on field goals with 6 touchbacks. Meaning, so when you touch back, when you kick the ball and kick it all the way in the end zone, that means those SWAC returners that we all have to worry about, we don't have to worry about them. Because he's put the sucker in the end zone almost every single time. So, he's continued to be solid and continue to show, why he's not just the best in the conference, but one of the best in the country. So, we had 2 this week. We had 2 players of the week. Daniel Porto, again, specialist of the week for his performance. And then Jamal Haley was the newcomer of the week for his performance. And his performance, I thought, would also give the opportunity to be the offensive player of the week. But I think one of the quarterbacks at the other schools ended up like 6 touchdowns or something like that, something crazy like that. But anyway, again, what represented for the players of the week with Jamal and Daniel. As mentioned, trying to move forward, right? I mean, obviously you're excited for the win. you get a chance to come back home and play in front of the best crowd, best crowd, band, alumni, support, people outside the stadium in the country, all of that stuff that we get when you have to come to Bragg. But obviously, understanding the opportunity to get a chance to go against Jackson State. You know, last year around this time we were getting ready to play them, and you know, we all know how that ended. But we were always been wanting and worrying and hoping we would be able to get them back in Bragg Stadium. So now we get them back, we get them here. Obviously, with the playoff implications on the line, the team we talked about today was just continuing to play our game, continuing to be us, not worried about anybody else except the Rattlers. And you know, again, we had practice yesterday, had practice today. I thought for the most part we're getting ourselves together to play a very, very good football team, but we're gonna need every one of y'all in that band and in the stadium on Saturday. We need that circuit to be as loud as it can be, because believe it or not, we know where the best fans are in the country, and the best home advantage in the country is right there in Bragg Stadium. So excited to get a chance to come back home, because we know that you know, with the record that we had at home at 2-2, we have not always played our best, but we will be playing our best this upcoming Saturday. So we're gonna need every single person in the stadium cheering for the Rattlers today. And I think Jackson State may bring a couple, but we're gonna make sure we drown them out. And man, we're not even gonna let them park long. I think we might let them park somewhere else. But again, excited to have this football team get to where we are. Not done yet. Not done yet. We understand what we have to do, and we talk about it's almost like playoff football. You got to win in advance, and that's what we're looking to do this upcoming Saturday. So again, thank you for everyone who made the trip to Baton Rouge. Thank you for everyone who was cheering for us as we you know, got it all the way down to the last second to win the football game. And again, I apologize. You guys just send me your pharmacist numbers, and I'll make sure I take care of the blood pressure. I need to make sure I take care of. But last but not least, before the questions come, Coach Billy Joe, we're honoring him, his players this weekend, and can't wait to see all of his players come in and support him. Gonna put a call out to him to see if we can make sure he can be there with us on Saturday as well. But again, thanks again, and I'm looking forward to the questions. And maybe other people will get some questions, allowed to answer questions. As the boss man thought he was too good to show up today.
Coach, there's a lot of talk online about Travis Terrell, the kick returner for Jackson State.
Exciting player. You know, at any given time, he has the ability to score. You know, we got to be able to minimize him, and not just on the offensive side, but be able to minimize him in the kickoff return and the punt return game. So, but we got another guy just like him as well. So they're gonna have to worry about our guy. We got a few guys just like him as well. So, but he's a good player. They're always gonna respect our opponents. He's a guy that, again, that's extremely exciting. But we're gonna try to do everything we can to minimize him.
And then there was a quote commending the players for cheering each other on in hostile territory. That's the only way you can win.
Absolutely. Keeping everybody together. You know, on the road, you're only able to travel with 70 guys. And so, you know, Nayron somehow snuck his butt on the bus. So we talked about making sure all 71 had to be involved, had to make sure everything was good to go, making sure that everyone at any given time could step up. So, you know, if you guys noticed, we lost about 2 or 3 guys early in the game. They weren't able to finish, and then, you know, obviously, you know, Jamal stepped up. We had O-lineman Kai Gatson step up. We had Christian Wingfield O-lineman step up. So we were able to show our depth with some of the guys, you know, obviously that we brought in, and they were able to play. And so it's an exciting time for us. We're excited with where we are, but you know, we still know that we still got a long way to go. And then obviously getting a chance to play Jackson State allows us to show some weapons that some people may not have known that we had.
Couple of things, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing, boss?
I'm fine. One, I understand why Daniel Porto is here every week because I always watch his plays. He makes sure that he gets his nutrition. And I believe he's going to be here next week and the week after that and the week after that. And I don't blame you, Daniel. Seriously, though, I talked a couple of weeks ago about our average yards per carry.
Yes, sir.
And it has gone from 3.2 to 3.8. And now on the season, we're at 4.4. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You've done a magnificent job of changing up some of the offensive plays. And the young man that ran, well, you ran until you were through.
As you know, you get a carry for what, what was the longest one? 50. You get a 56-yard touchdown run. As one of them, that average automatically is going to go up. I mean, Jamal been patient. He's a young man coming from out of Western Michigan as a transfer. But he's been with us all spring. He locked in, does an amazing job, great teammate, and just comes in and works every single day. Every morning, he don't know I know, but every morning he comes by. He says, "What's up, coach?" Ask me how I'm doing, and I ask him how he's doing. But he's been a great teammate, really, really extremely bought into what we're doing here, and hopefully we can keep him here a couple more years.
Last two things, Coach. I'm going to, I heard Vaughn or somebody say that we need a very vocal and enthusiastic and really a bad crowd after this weekend. And I've cleaned up my megaphones. And I want you to know that Jackson State last year, there's a guy in their stand that had a megaphone in the last game because I watched it on TV. And he was using our cheers, but that's okay. Since they are the Tigers, I want to let you all know that I went out to Walmart, and with a tiger, every now and then, you got to get that tiger and calm it down some. So I bought some catnip, and I'm going to have my catnip at the game. We're going to sprinkle it around to calm that tiger down. But I don't think that there's any antidote to the strike of the Rattler strike.
Good afternoon, Rattlers. Not a question, but a little bit of encouragement, and I think this is a great spin-off behind Zach to keep it live.
How you gonna spin off with Cat?
Well, because you just hear me, you're gonna. Every game there is a color, and I've heard some rattlers say, "Well, it doesn't matter, just put on." It does. If you look at those opponents, and I'm gonna use Deion Sanders, Colorado. If they got on all black or all white, it does something to the opposing team when they come into your stadium and see that sea of one color.
So
It does something. So our color this Saturday is green, Rattlers. It's green, mean green. Vaughn, what you say when the orange is right and the green is tight? Let's be in the tight green on Saturday. And when the dark clouds roll, we're going to make sure we confuse them with this catnip and stuff that they have. And you all do the catnip on the field, and we'll get the cheering going on in the stadium.
Thank you. Thank you.
Section E, we got it going on. The rest of y'all can join.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
Hey, way to stay in it, man. Way to stay in it.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
It look kind of weak, but hey, it look like y'all gelling. I like the way JR is playing right now. I mean,
We good.
I like the way he playing right now, so that's coming together. But so how's Franklin? Is he okay? I mean, with the injury report?
Well, he banged up his hand early, but he practiced yesterday. He went through some individual today. We're looking to make sure all 85 that we have used on Saturday be ready to go. So I think Thad understands the moment. He knows it's a big game for us. I think he'll be ready to go. But if he's not, we got number 28.
Hey, we want to keep 28 on the field. That boy bad. Let's go. Hey, he reminds me of me.
Is that your child? That's your baby.
Hey, boss, how are you?
All right. Tell the offensive line, very proud of them.
I will.
When JR run the ball, do you ever go and thank your offensive line? That's what you do. It's really thinking. Because some plays, they didn't even put a hand on you. They didn't, some of the defense guys didn't even touch you. Because the offensive line blocked.
On one of his touchdowns, which is very, very hard to do in college football, he was untouched.
Untouched.
You know what I mean? That's don't get me wrong, you do see it from time to time, but it was inside zone. Was it inside zone? The one he wasn't touched. Was it inside zone? Was it duo? Was it inside zone? Inside zone. So he went inside zone.
Right.
For a touchdown, untouched. You know what I mean? That means don't get me wrong, he could fly.
Yeah.
Y'all saw he could fly. But for a guy to go on inside zone untouched, that means the offensive line and the tight end and the wide receivers did a great job of running down the field. So he don't get me wrong now, he gets an open space. He's been showing that all year he can do it. And but when you get inside zone untouched, that means all 11 did exactly what they needed to do.
That's great. That's great. These sections will be put up for you.
I know.
Make sure.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you put it on.
I will.
I got you.
We will. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Boss man was on his way over here, so he's waiting on AAA. He broke down.
I bet that AAA guy is extremely excited to be able to walk in at the moment. I know he is fired up.
Yeah, and I just want to congratulate y'all on the win.
Yes, sir.
And just a little small critique. Southern had to score more than 14 points in no game this year.
Yes.
So even though we won, we still need to tweak that defense a little bit more, and we need a pass rush. That's just from my observation.
I absolutely agree with you. I will say this, Southern went in just different things on us this week compared to what they have done previously. But we expected them to come out and do some things differently, right? We expected them because with the change and be as fired up as they were, and that was, I guess, a tribute to our football team because they came out ready to play. I thought we did as well, but being down 14-3, the entire team continue to play, and obviously being down and quickly ourselves getting right back up. But it was 35 points scored in the fourth quarter, 21 from us and then 14 from them in the fourth quarter. So even though we were excited that he was scoring all these touchdowns, defense was pissed off because the defense had to go back on the field, right? Because after all the touchdowns, we're going back and forth, right? So it became a high-scoring game in the fourth. Because as mentioned, 35 points between both teams were scored in the fourth quarter, and game was obviously an exciting game to be at. But for the most part, defensively we did some good things. But we got to continue to tackle better, as you said. Continue to tackle better, continue to be better on third down. That's the biggest thing for us right now on defense. It's not getting off the field when we need to get off the field on third down.
Hey, Coach,
Hello.
don't turn your head from me.
I just didn't get ready to talk to you. You talking to me today or you talking to them?
I'm talking to you. Just want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. I tore up my sofa beating on it, though.
Right.
But I appreciate it. 28, I got you, boy. Good job. Job well done. 36, that's 36. Job well done. 27, well done. I appreciate all of it. But just a little bit. I would love for defense to protect the quarterback a little bit better, so he won't get sacked. I mean, yeah, the offense line. That's what I'm thinking about. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Offense line need to truly protect that quarterback, because I know somebody said the other week that he needed to run a little bit more. It's okay, but I don't want him to get hurt running. So he needs to be protected a little bit more. And one last little tweet. Whenever we're down in the red zone, we cannot cross over for nothing. Y'all got to get better with that. You got to do better.
Yes, ma'am.
In that 1 yard line, and then we get pushed right back.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like that.
Either do I. Either do I. Now, Daniel will have something to say about that. I know deep down he'd rather kick extra points than field goals. But I guess sometimes in the game, right? I mean, the team we're playing, they're on scholarship as well, right? Sometimes they make they make stands, and if we don't score touchdowns, that's why it's always important to have what you call him, Portomatic? What do you call him, Paul? Paul, what do you call him, Portomatic?
Automatic.
Yes, it's always great to have Portomatic in there to kick the field goals. Now, I will say this, as my main offensive line will tell you, sometimes a quarterback sack isn't always the fault of the offensive line.
That's right.
Okay, so, and I will say on one event, we kind of held it a little bit too long, probably could have got rid of it. So, but this, it's not always, they want to blame the offensive line for everything, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes it was, or at least one of them, I think he was sacked twice, but one of them I know for a fact.
Great.
We could have got rid of it and it avoided it, so.
One last little thing. When, he is, I know you had it. Reading. When, RJ is reading whatever y'all sending,
Reading the coverages, yes, ma'am.
he gotta read that clock too.
Yep.
He gotta read that clock.
Yes, ma'am. And I will say this, our operation needs us to be faster.
Yeah.
Coach Burris moved up to the booth, last couple of weeks, which paid off great dividends for us. He's able to see the field as the offensive coordinator, but it does go, it's that extra step where coming from the top, then to our baseball, we call them baseball managers, because they're up there doing all of these darn sides. So we got to make sure that from the operation, that's got to be better. We wasted 1 or 2 timeouts just because of the operation, right? When you get in close games, you're gonna need those timeouts.
Okay, Coach Colzie.
How are you doing?
All right. I was in Baton Rouge.
Good to see you.
I just have one question though.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your rule for Friday night for a game when you're out of town?
Well, we were able to get to New Orleans a little bit earlier than we expect, right? And so got a chance to walk through South Alabama. That's what we do. And then on Friday, we do what we call our former player couldn't spoke. Our former player this past week was Coach Jeffries, and then we do a devotion. So I think we ended what time we ended about 8:30, 8:45. So they ended about 8:30, 8:45, and then Curfew's at 10 o'clock. Right, so we did give our guys a little bit of an opportunity to kind of get out a little bit, and then some of these guys may never get to know. Our hotel was on Bourbon Street. So and don't get me wrong, I knew that's what they were going to be. But what time was curfew? 10 o'clock. And so we checked in, and everybody was in there. And but again, no, it's all good. I mean, believe me, we had about an hour or so of in between time. Our hotel was literally on Bourbon Street. I actually was sitting in the front with former Rattler Dwayne Brooks. Him and I were talking, and I saw our guys walk over, and then I saw our guys walk back. And but curfew was at 10, and we GAs, student assistants, they all checked, and for the most part, nobody put any fake people in their bed. So it's like all 71 of the guys we're accounted for. But I think it's important. We drill them pretty hard. We try to keep them as tight as they can, and but giving them that opportunity for an hour to have a little bit of time walking around in New Orleans. I don't know what they did. I know where they were, but the biggest thing for me was making sure they were able to get back by 10 o'clock, and I want to say we were at 100% with that.
And they went out together. Nobody went out just separate.
He had a group of 3 or 4 guys walking and making sure walking back. I don't know where some of these guys got their beads from and how they got the beads, but
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
What's the status on the Jackson State quarterback?
I don't know. Believe it or not, if you remember when y'all asked me about who the quarterback was going to be, and I tried to keep it close to the chest as much as I could, I'm not expecting anyone to say who's going to be playing. Defensively, we fully expect number 15 to be out there, especially because of the magnitude, because their loss last week, the magnitude of the football game. I really, really feel number 15 is going to be out there, and that's how we're prepared. He got hurt. I want to say the second drive of the Grambling game, but we're fully expecting him to be there. There's a strong possibility that they're a much different offense if he's not. But the magnitude of the game, them understanding how important this game is, 15 being the quarterback and the leader of the football team, we are definitely expecting him to be there and be ready to go.
Coach, I wanted to ask you a question about that tire. I've been noticing on the football
players, not just our team, but any team, the pants are covering up the legs now. Is that the new style?
When the referees used to worry about what we wore, right? They tell you to pull your pants down, make sure they're covering their knees. The referees no longer have to worry about that anymore. They're not going to worry about that anymore. We used to call them the fashion police, but they're not worried about it anymore. So if they're not going to worry about it, guess what our players are going to do? They're not going to worry about it either. But there are certain things that they're allowed to do, but they're allowed to have towels and put their pants up to their thigh. And some of them are able to do that. Now, again, did that help you with injuries? No. But it does say, hey, if you would have had your pants down or put your pants below your knee, you would probably have a less opportunity of having an injury. But the referees do not worry about it anymore. Used to be a flag. Used to be, people warning, but they don't. So our players are taking full liberty. And not just our guys, but everyone across the country taking full liberty with that.
Coach Colzie,
Yes,
once
ma'am.
again, why were the referees blowing the whistle every 5, just kept blowing it continuously? Now, I've been to all the games, nobody's did that before, because 30 seconds is 30 seconds. By the time you get in the circle, it's time to come back out.
Yeah,
But it was.
Well, some of the timeouts, because we were on TV, the timeouts, they differentiate, right? How long you can have them for.
I get that.
So,
But you heard it too.
I did. But it messed with the flow of the game.
Yeah.
And obviously consistency and stuff like that. But when you're on TV, right? And so a lot of our guys picked this institution because we're gonna be on TV every single weekend, right? And so you kind of take the good with the bad with it. But we could be on there and not on TV, not showing FAMU, showing all other things, and the game will go by quick. But I don't think we want that to happen. I think we love getting the brand out there as much as we can. We love being across the country and having our guys play on TV every week. So sometimes you just have to take that part. But believe it or not, the officiating crew that we've had them 2 previous weeks, and they, for the most part, they let you play. They let you play, and we may have gotten away with a couple things compared to Southern may have gotten away with a couple things, but it wasn't because of penalties. It was just TV timeouts that you constantly have once you're playing on that level.
For those asking questions online, there are some great questions online, but it seems like Coach would have to reveal his strategy, so I'm not asking those. They need to find out the answer Saturday when the game starts.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for chatting online. Y'all can chat among yourself, but we are not going to ask Coach those questions in this forum because one of the first comments we got is somebody from Hampton online watching our broadcast and saying they wish their school had something like this. So if Hampton's watching, who else watching? Jackson State. TC Taylor, I see you online. I know he probably, that's my guy. I can say that about TC. But no, seriously, Coach, thank you. And the response to the question of the guys having an opportunity to go out and see the city of New Orleans, I just remember as a player, there were cities we went to that I haven't been back to since, like Indianapolis. I haven't been back to Indianapolis. So that 1 or 2 hours that we had to experience Indianapolis is still my mentality of Indianapolis. So I'm just saying I'm in support of that as long as everyone gets back in. And I don't know how they got the bees, but hopefully, it would just.
Only 2 ways you get it. And I believe that's a great question. I mean, because of we actually scheduled for them to be able to do that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you want to keep them tight. You want to keep everything secluded or whatever the case may be. But because LSU was playing Texas A&M, we weren't able to stay in Baton Rouge. So New Orleans was the closest option. Obviously, my time being able to go to New Orleans quite a few times and just giving those guys opportunity. Because believe it or not, when I ask these guys to do something, they do it. They do it. They do it. 99.9%. They do it to the best of their ability, and giving them that chance. Because on Friday nights, I don't really talk to them. My talk for them is on Saturday. So we do our devotion. Former player comes and talks. And there's also some cities where they're not going to be able to go anywhere. They're going to go upstairs and get their snack and go to sleep, right? But giving them a chance to have about 90 minutes just to walk the city of the owners with their teammates. I thought that was important for them to do. And it looks like it paid dividends because as tighter as this team has become, believe it or not, our team has gotten better. So it was just important. I thought it was an important opportunity for them to be able to do it. The only thing I did ask them to do was make sure their bus were back at 10 o'clock because we were checking for curfew. And like I said, I stood down there and I saw all our guys leave, but I also saw all of them come back. And, I think for the most part, I think it paid off for us. So. Good to see everybody. Hopefully we can see everybody Saturday evening. And I don't want to see anybody out there dancing when the songs come on now. Cause y'all get on my guys for dancing. We'll be getting on y'all. Get on y'all for dancing too. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. All right, Dr. Jackson, who's our sponsor this week? Lloyd and Ella Cobbs. I think when Lloyd was here homecoming, he heard us say that we need people to sign up, but I think he just went down the line, didn't he? I'm sure that sounds like Lloyd and Ella. Thank you to the Cobbs, great supporters, always. That's just the kind of people they are. All right, so Dr. Jackson and Coach Colzie, stand up front. We'll start with our defensive player, and we will get you your final trophies. Quick turnaround. We had a little issue, but everybody knows we're really good with that. So, linebacker Jason Riles. And by the way, Jason did a good job of putting some wood on that running back that transferred from LSU. Good job.
Jason Riles from Bessemer, Alabama. I'm a senior and I major in business management.
Clayton, he's coming. We're going out photography real quick. He's multitasking today.
Don't put the COVID in front of your face. Yes, don't hide your face.
All right. All right, thank you. Listen. Our weekly guest, our special teams kicker, Daniel Automatic. You got a membership to the 220 Club.
What's up, everybody? My name is Daniel Porto, majoring in business administration from Orlando, Florida, and I'm a junior. And good to see you guys again. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. And sorry for being late today. I had calc class. Y'all know how calc class gets. Can't miss those, otherwise you're like behind a couple. So, and I was there right too, so that's why I went home late.
It's all good. Y'all right on time. There's such thing as late right now. I'm glad Coach Colzie brought this next young man because I got so many questions of who he was over the weekend. I actually called Coach. I said, "Could you please make sure if he won the award, he's here?" And Coach said, "Yeah, he's coming." So our running back, Mr. Explosive, Jamal Haley.
How y'all doing? I'm Jamal Haley. I'm a junior. I'm from Benton Harbor, Michigan. I major in IDS and I minor in psychology.
All right.
Interdisciplinary studies, the minor in psychology.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, boy, we may have to name him after our AD. That be Mr. Exactly number 2.
When I sent Coach the text to ask him about the MVPs for the week, I told him I already know who they are, but I wait for his confirmation. So then when he sent me the names, I had two right. I knew it was gonna be Haley, and I knew it was gonna be Poto. I didn't know that, right? I got your number now, so.
Ralph played a heck of a game. Like I say, they're running back. Yeah, good thing we didn't see the capabilities of their running back because Riles was putting it on him before he could get started. But that guy, he's a special athlete. All right, don't forget Friday night. By the way, the cross country championships were Monday morning, and as soon as I walked out there, one particular school, people surrounded me and said, y'all can win this weekend. You can guess who that was. Coach said, black and gold. But anyway, we would like to make sure we support our volleyball team Friday as they play Alabama State. The Lady Rattlers play the Lady Noles Monday in basketball. Of course, the color for Saturday is what?
What time, right?
Agricultural green.
The volleyball game Friday is at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Oh, also very important. Dennis told me to ask for anyone who signed up for Rattlers Plus. Have you all have you seen your refunds? You got yours?
I might heard.
Okay, yeah, they did them, but they just wanted to make sure that that's been taken care of. So Rattlers Plus, the subscription service that FAMU Athletics had, they have gone away with that because Sweat TV is basically taking up the slack of what they were doing with Rattlers Plus, which means some people were paying their annual fee. And in August, those refunds were supposed to, okay, good. That's good. It's good to hear. So refunds were being issued through the website to make sure that people who had paid for Rattlers Plus, expecting it to happen this season, that you got your refund.
I just want to let you know, Bill did not have to follow me to the parking lot. I went out and got it and wrote it in a check. You remember
Bill?
the 40?
He said you didn't have to follow him. He went and got his check. So just make sure, Bill.
He gave me a receipt.
Oh, okay. He got the receipt. Okay. He knew to show me the receipt because I was about to go next level. No, Sam was a great supporter. Once again, we need everyone at Bragg Stadium on Saturday. It's the biggest game in HBCU football this weekend. Just a note, since we're not playing on Thursday night, which is a big night for HBCUs because the Philadelphia Eagles are hosting two of their former players who are head coaches at the Eagles. I can't remember the name of the field. Lincoln Financial Field. They're all sponsors' names now, but Lincoln Financial Field, Michael Vick's Norfolk State Spartans will be playing Deshaun Jackson's Delaware State Hornets. Those Delaware State Hornets shocked the MEAC and beat North Carolina Central. I mean, they beat them bad. It wasn't even close. They got a tough running game and they controlled the game away from North Carolina Central. I still hold that we didn't play our best game against North Carolina Central. We hadn't figured it out, but I think that game may have catapulted our mentality from our coaches to our players. But anyway, since we're not playing Thursday night, I think it's a good night for HBCUs that we tune into that because we could be in that opportunity. So it's important from the media standpoint that we get eyes on that game. So if you're not doing anything Thursday night, even if you turn it on TV and go and do something else, Norfolk State and Delaware State
Willie's playing tonight. Our former coach, FIU's playing tonight.
Let me try to find.
Yeah. Missouri State.
Like I said, it's important, like I said, so that advertise, it's on ESPN? ESPNU. I knew it was on one of the bigger ESPNs, so, like I said, so that we may be the benefactor in the future, kind of things like this, we need to sow into it by turning our TV to that channel, even if you don't sit and watch the game.
Vaughn, what can you do to get our students? I mean, our students getting free. A lot of times they show up late, if they show up, that kind of thing, and get more students out to the game, and they get it free. You know, that east side.
His question was, what can we do to get the students in earlier? And my frank answer is, that is the job of SGA and Family Athletics to get those groups out. They need to make a concerted effort. When I was in Family Athletics, one reason we got them there early is because we had a student representative, which was a student athletic representative who was the liaison to SGA, and they were actually in meetings with us and would relay that to the students, what was going on. But yes, I agree. It makes a big difference in the hype of the game when the student section is there. It just brings another energy that we're going to need Saturday night.
I have a suggestion on that. We have a swag attendance contest with all the swag schools. Who can have the most students attend the games over a time period or a yearly thing, and at the end of the year you get some type of reward. I don't know y'all.
Well, he suggested something that needs to go to Dr. Charles McClellan, which is a SWAC student attendance contest. That's just among the students, so who can get the most students in each game. The next time I see Dr. McClellan, I will tell him that. I think that's a great idea. And most likely he'll be here Saturday. I like to thank our fans because it appeared on TV that we had more fans than they did. And that's what FAMU is known for. And hold on, I got one more. We have one of our regular attendees. Birthday is tomorrow, Miss Josie Smith's birthday. Can I get you to stand? I think she's been to as many meetings as we all have. My goodness. Thank you for your diligence. All the October birthdays, please stand up. All the October birthdays. All right. Automatic birthday is in October.
Mary.
Oh, we're going to sing. You going to?
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Colzie. Happy birthday to you.
There's a reason you didn't hear me sing. I was singing solo. All right, once again, thank you all for being here. It's always an honor and a privilege to be in front of you. To our people online, we need some cash apps and some checks coming in so that we can support this program. Thank you.
Yeah.